Okay, back. We're live again. I'm not sure what happened on the last one. We're having some technical difficulties. Thanks a lot, Apple, for creating a system where I have to have dongle hell, and those little dongles don't last very long. Also, a good reminder: I should probably have a backup for them. Anyway, welcome to the Frugal BC's Monday Crypto Market Watch, Sunday Crypto Market Watch, and crypto news. We've got a lot of stuff to get into today. I'm gonna make a little adjustment here. There we go. And let's just get right into it. It's been an interesting week, that's for sure. First off, I started off with videos I covered this week, and I'm kind of going back a couple weeks because I know I wasn't able to do a live show yesterday, and so we'll have to deal with that. But I did a Splinterlands update on my Splinterlands game, which it's been going interesting. I can't say it's perfect, definitely not perfect, but so I had some, well, we're going to get into that more because I got probably more comments on that. In fact, I forgot it was actually technically 2 weeks ago that I did the video because I've been getting so many comments about it this week, both for people who said, yay, and people said, what's wrong with you? So we'll get into that. Most recently, we did one on AlgoFi, which is a lending platform on the Algorand blockchain. I think that's a good thing for sure. I'm glad it exists. Wasn't sure how much utility it would have for someone who's providing capital, but we'll get to that. Celsius, we did an update on Celsius, how it's been going so far, and interestingly, since I released that video, they now have a daily cash flow and a total rewards dashboard. So you have some metrics that they added since we did that video. It makes it a little bit easier to tell how you're doing. But I think I'm not sure how that's working because I've seen yesterday it said 38 cents a day and today it's at 88 cents a day, and that's a pretty big difference. So it might be, I know your rewards kind of fluctuate a lot, and the liquidity mining has not been as consistent as it used to be. It used to be like a really specific payout each time, and then now it's like not doing that. So what else? And then I did one on the Cake DeFi having D tokens. Oh, did I say Celsius? Oh, I just mixed up Celsius and Cake DeFi. I'm sorry. Celsius, yeah, I did one on Celsius, how that's been going, and the rewards have been pretty darn good, I have to say, so for the amount I have in, so I'm pretty happy with that. The video I did a Cake DeFi video on D tokens, and that's where I kind of also gave an update of where I was. And like I said, they now, since I made that video, they added, oh, come on, don't do this to me. Come on. Dude, I give up on this. I swear to God. Oh, we're back. Okay, here we are. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's just been a real mess. I'm gonna have to get one of those. I think I'm gonna go out today and get one of those adapters where you plug it in once, and then I'll have to go do some searching to find out where it has one. Yeah, dude, I could just scream at Apple sometimes. I just think this is they give you 2 ports and they're both Lightning ports, and so most accessories are not Lightning ports. So you just end up using adapters for everything, and then you get these adapters, and they only last so long. So you're just constantly going through these things. And what I'm going to do is get one big port because, yeah, if I have my webcam and my microphone plugged in, which I can't right now because one of the adapters is actually broken, just broke this morning. You can't plug it in. You can't plug the power in. It's like, you guys really didn't think this through. Oh, come on, again? Seriously? Why? Oh, God, dang it. There we go. I don't really get why it is like this. And it just went out again. Dude, I'm gonna scream, I swear to God. Yeah, the thing is, I can't even use the default webcam actually started breaking because I was mostly just using that. All right, well, we're gonna hope it makes it through the live stream. Coming up, I'm really hoping to have a strong. I'm trying to get to. I really would like to get to 500 subscribers by the end of the year, and I'm at 453 as last I checked. So if you haven't hit the like and subscribe button, please do that now if you wouldn't mind. And so I'm planning to have videos almost every day of the week. Now to do that, I'm gonna have to get my equipment issues fixed here. So let's hope that works out. And one of the ones I don't want to talk too much about. I've got some pretty good ones planned. One I will talk about is that I've been playing Townstar and I really love it. So I'm hoping to have a Townstar video next week. That is a play to earn game, and what I like about it is that you can play it without putting any money into it. If you want to earn, then you got to put some money into it, and you can actually earn some money playing it every day. And it's not a competitive earning. There is that aspect too, but you can earn it without competing. You just have to make a certain goal every day and have NFTs placed on the board. Well, yeah, we'll talk more about that next week. We'll definitely have a video on that. But also, a big one that I want to do is it's actually, I have the raw video. I will have another crypto talk coming, and this is the first time my first time doing a video with a token creator. So I talked to someone from the Mr. Blue Sky from the Akita Inu token based on the Algorand blockchain. Super cool. And so I'm pretty excited about that. We had a really good talk. We ended up talking a lot about gaming because he's actually working on some gaming stuff with Akita Inu too, which I think is pretty cool. And oh no, not again. Come on, man. Yeah, sorry. Someone just tuned in and we're like frozen. Why do you do this? Yeah, this is. I apologize to everyone who's watching. This is really frustrating for me. It's probably not like a picnic for you guys either, because there's just no reason why it should be like this. So I don't know if it's the what. There we go. We're back. I keep having to like jingle it around to get it to work, but we're back. Okay. Yeah, lost that viewer. Of course, one time the viewer comes is when having issues. So, all right, I don't want to belabor this too much. Let's get right into the news this week. We have so a coin market cap glitch sent BCT storing. It actually sent Bitcoin up to 800 billion, ETH up to 40 billion, and even Tether, which is supposed to be always $1, as you know, was all the way up to $6 million. That's crazy. The servers were so overloaded at CoinMarketCap that they were having 3 billion users in 30 days. So that caused some problems. Their engineering team, they say, is working on a glitch so that will never happen again. Well, we'll see. Things happen, but they're going to smooth it out, and good for them. And an American group is trying to buy an English football team with crypto. I think that's pretty cool. So a group of American investors is attempting to buy an English football team. They're trying to buy Bradford City, and so they hope to use NFTs to help fund the team, and they want to buy it with crypto. So Bradford City is a lower tier team. They're in League Two, which I don't know if you guys know English football, but it goes Premier League, Champion League, not to be confused with the Champions League, which is like the international all-star, kind of the all-star league, so to speak. Then there's League One and there's League Two. So they're all at the bottom. It's a bottom tier team, which means they probably have like a tiny stadium, and they're not going to be on TV, generally speaking. So the group is called WAGMI United, which is We Are Gonna Make It. It's kind of a meme in the crypto world. Now the owner of the team has said he wouldn't sell it, and in fact said he never heard of this group, but the group says that's BS, and that they've been negotiating with him. They actually had a deal in the works, but it wasn't signed. It was sort of a sort of agreement in principle, so to speak, but they hadn't signed any papers. And so whether or not, well, we just, yeah, so he sounds like he's kind of full of it in that sense. So the team right now is 5-11-5. So that's 5 wins, 11 draws, and 5 losses. So they're pretty far down the table in League Two. So I don't know. Maybe they should sell it. Maybe bringing in some revenue will help them bring in some players, and they can move their way up the tiers and actually win. So I don't know. Maybe don't say no to the crypto folks. And then the Federal Reserve announces that the interest rate hikes ahead are coming. So in the face of massive inflation, the Federal Reserve announced that it is looking to increase interest rates 3 times in the next year. So as you know, we've had like really low interest rates, and I bought my house. Actually, I bought my house at very low interest rates, and then I refinanced at even lower interest rates. So I won't talk about it, but I'll say that the amount that I spent on my house and the amount I pay in my mortgage every month, your jaw would drop at how low it is. Way lower, even in my neck of the woods for renting, even something even half the size would rent for several $100s more than I'm paying on my mortgage. If you, depending on where you live now, if you live in San Francisco, buying a house is still going to be super duper expensive, and it might make sense to rent. But if you're living out in, like, say, Ohio, like a small city in Ohio, it's probably a better deal to buy as long as you're going to stay in the same place for a while. So they're really great for borrowers. It's a way of almost getting like free money, but it's kind of bad for inflation. Inflation has been going crazy. The Fed finally admitted that inflation is not transitory, that it's kind of here to stay. Well, duh, we were all telling you that. Yeah, by the way, this whole thing with inflation where they were trying to make it sound like it was a good thing, it's like, get lost, okay? I mean, what a luxury belief that you can just pretend that inflation is a good thing when it makes it so hard for people just to buy their regular goods. So it's bad. It's bad for borrowers in the future, but it'll be good. It's very bullish for crypto, according to Altcoin Daily, and I agree with them. I think this is a very good thing for crypto. So, I forgot to look at the chat, but since we haven't had many viewers because of the glitches, yeah, nobody's chatted. So, yeah, I think it'll be a really good thing for crypto. I think it's a great thing in general. But it'd be good to see inflation take a hike, which what you won't want to see is you won't want to see it go in the opposite direction where we're heading into deflation. There always should be a little inflation, just not the crazy amount. I mean, I've been actually really seeing it lately. I've never really felt the effects of inflation too hard until the last few months, where I noticed a lot of the things I buy have gone up pretty drastically. So, but it's always good for crypto because, crypto doesn't need this because it runs by itself. The asset is built into the blockchain, and if there's some glitches, we can code for that. But generally speaking, it's decentralized. No one is making these decisions because you never want, the point is to not have it into the decisions of a handful of people. In fact, that's what democracy was technically supposed to be, though it never really works out that way. Technically it's a republic, not a democracy. But as Ben Franklin once said, a democracy if you can keep it. Let's say a blockchain if you can keep it. How about that? All right. So getting to some questions / comments from viewers this week. Many commented on the Splinterlands video that I put out. So I put out this video kind of detailing how my Splinterlands experience has gone. And basically I had this strategy for where I could rent my way into Bronze 2, and also, so there's two tracks. So when you do Splinterlands, your ranking, your league level is determined both by your card power, so that's the amount of card you own, or rent. That's an important distinction. So you and by how you're doing in the game. So if you increase your rating in the game by winning, that helps you increase too. So you have to have both those things. So to get into bronze 2, you need like 1,000 in your rating and 1,000 in card power. I might have those numbers wrong, but the card power is 1,000. I know that for sure. And so it wasn't really an issue because you were earning until you got to that level a little bit. So like I'd have one where I'd pay about 8 to 10, 8 to 12 DEC to get the Dragon Jumper, and then I could always win my way up to usually until I got to bronze 2, I'd like either break even or maybe lose a little, and then the next time I did it, I'd get into bronze 2, and then I'd be earning enough that I would actually be profiting, actually making more DEC than I was spending renting. And then they shut off the rewards for up to bronze 2. So you had to get to bronze 2 to earn rewards. So suddenly it was really expensive to earn those rewards. Hey, welcome to our viewer that just joined. And so what was happening is I was basically losing money every time I rented. And so I was like, well, this seems to be bad. Now I've worked on some different strategies with Splinterland since then. So I put out this video that said, hey, this is my experience. I don't think this is a game that you can work your way up to anymore. You really do have to put money into the game. And I'm not saying that's good or bad, but it is what it is, right? And I want to be clear about that. So some people said, some people were like, hey, you're spot on. Some people said, kind of had a middle zone of like, well, you're right, but yeah, you really do need to put money in this game. And that's fair. I mean, the Splinterlands owner also said that you need to put money into the game. So the founder. So I think there's some fairness to that. And then some people were just like, well, you don't know what you're talking about. And well, duh, of course you need to put money into the game to earn. You can't just show up. And then some people even said like, well, you haven't earned enough skill in the game. And like that, I don't think is quite true because all this was happening with a winning record. So I was always winning. The problem was like it didn't really pay to rent my way to bronze 2 because like what's the point? And then you end up playing and playing and playing and not earning any money until finally you get close to it. Then you can rent your way there. So some things happened since then. First off, Chaos, the Chaos card set has come out. And not only has it come out, but now they actually completely overhauled the free-to-play cards. So when you start Splinterland, you get actually a free set of cards to play with. Now you don't own them and you don't get any card power from them, but when you go to play, you have basically a set of cards that you can use from day one. And they completely changed those. So it changed all the formulas. Like it changed, like there was actually sites you could go to that gave you the best winning combos for each amount of mana that they allow you. And so I think it's made the game more fun because I'm like, oh, there's all these new cards to learn. So everyone's kind of like almost starting over in some ways. Like you retain all your knowledge, but it used to be, if I had 27 mana, I knew exactly the blue water magic deck I'd put together with that. Now I have to relearn it, and that's kind of fun. Also, it's led to some really good buying opportunities. So if you guys follow Bulldog 1205, he has a great video on the best Chaos Legion cards that are undervalued. And the funny thing is, I bought them probably a week after he made that video, and they were quite a bit cheaper than all of them were cheaper than the ones he had. So than the prices they were when he bought them on his channel. So I thought that was pretty cool, and so I put $5 in, and I bought a bunch of cards. I might put another 5 or 10 in, just for the experiment. But I will be doing an update video, maybe this week, maybe next week on that. So for all you people who were like, you're gonna put money in the game, well, guess what? I'm gonna put money in the game. So you got your wish. All right. Curiosity asked if the price of the tokens in Lofty AI ever fluctuates, and actually they do now. I was wondering about this because they talked about it. Lofty AI FAQ talked about how the coins would change value over time, but when I looked, mine weren't changing. And then finally, about a month ago, maybe less, I noticed 3 of them had changed. 2 had gone up in value and 1 had gone down in value. The net was that I was up a little bit, like it was like $701 versus $700. And so they do change over time, the tokens in Lofty AI. So that's something to keep an eye on. obviously, I don't care as much about the token price, although it's kind of nice to know it's going up over time. But I like owning these tokens on Lofty because they pay out rent payments every single day. So every single day you're getting rent payments, which is pretty cool. And remember, if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the chat. We got a little time left, and I will try to answer them. So last one from questions from viewers this week, someone has asked if there's a limit to put into liquidity mining on Cake DeFi. Now, I wasn't sure if they were talking about a minimum or a maximum, but I don't think there's a minimum, or if it is, it's very low, because I as an experiment to kind of show people, I put like $1 and split it in the DUSD/DeFi pair. So that's like the D tokens. I should back up. So the Cake DeFi just added like D tokens, which are basically like decentralized token versions of real assets. So there's like DUSD dollar, US dollar. That's the one I put into with DeFi. There's like D Tesla, DGME, you know, mostly stocks, that kind of thing. And I didn't, so I put like $1 in. So if there's a minimum, it's less than that. So, but I don't think, you know, that's not much of a minimum, right? Like if it's like 50 cents, well, big deal. Like you're really gonna put 50 cents in this thing. And then about a max, I am not sure. I don't think there's a max. If it is, I think it'd be exceedingly high. So that's something to keep in mind. Anyway, thanks everyone. So like I said, you know, hit the like and subscribe button if you wouldn't mind. And we're trying to get to 500 this week, so you can expect a lot of videos. And obviously, I'm going to have to go pick up some new equipment to make sure that I can keep going on the live stream, because we had some issues early on in the stream today. And but there should be videos just about every day, and I'm planning to do a Christmas live too. So keep that in mind. And sorry again, like I had to start a new live stream because the old one I was having issues with, the one I posted. So apologize to anyone who followed that and suddenly was like, hey, what happened? Because thanks, Apple. Thanks for making Dongle Health for me. Anyway, thanks everyone. Thanks everyone for joining. We will see you next time. Keep watching the channel because we're going to have lots of videos this week. And thanks so much. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you next time.